I laid in bed playing on my phone like I do every morning. I was up relatively early, which is weird for me on a Saturday especially. Just wondering if I should touch myself or go get something to eat. But I was pretty hungry, so I thought I'd go make some breakfast. So I got out of bed, and that's when I noticed I was trapped. The night before, I went to close my door, and I noticed it wasn't closed all the way. And I realized I haven't been closing it all the way pretty much the entire time I've been living here. So does the lock even work if it's not closed all the way? Has my door ever been locked when I thought it was locked? So this night I decided, hey, I'm gonna close it all the way tonight. So I closed it, and then I went to bed. So the next morning I realized what I'd done. So I'm stuck. Not the end of the world. At least I don't have to shit, right? But after being on my phone for quite some time, I am pretty hungry. So I started going through every drawer in my room and every pouch in my backpack, just looking for anything I could find to eat. I found 3 mints that a Yeti had given me 3 weeks prior. I think he was a mascot for Mentos or something like that. As well as a thing of TUMS. The package of TUMS was about 2 years old. I used to get heartburn, so I had those around. I don't really get it anymore, but I kept them just in case it ever came back. I went through every single one of those TUMS in the span of maybe 30 minutes. So after a few more attempts at the doorknob, I realized I just wasn't getting through this thing without any help. I have some rubber bands in my desk drawer, so I decided to make a grip. I felt so confident, like this is some crafty shit. So the moment of truth came. This is the first time where I thought, oh shit, this is serious. I'm actually stuck. So I started going through every single drawer and pouch, just looking for anything that could help me get through the door. So the box cutter, the cards, and the zip ties, I thought maybe I could get around to the other side of the latch and try and move it that way. The box cutter, even if I got it to the other side of the latch, it was too flimsy, it would have broken. The cards kept hitting the trim on the other side of the door frame, so I knew I couldn't get on the other side of the latch. The zip ties though, I actually did get on the other side of the latch, which was a big step, but I couldn't reach the bottom of the zip tie, so also had to give up on that plan. I grabbed the nail clippers in case I needed to cut anything. The coins to try and unscrew the doorknob, but the screws were, I couldn't reach them with the coins. The tissues in case I needed to cry. The knife because, well, I didn't want to starve to death. Sunglasses were there in case someone did get into the room from the other side of the door. So if they came in and they saw me, it didn't look like I had been crying a bunch. It looked like, oh, the situation's all cool beans on his end, right? Like, just chilling over on this side of the door. I started calling out for help, knowing that my roommates were both still sleeping, just hoping that maybe one of them would hear me.
I was up till about 5 a.m. watching Silence by Martin Scorsese, and the last thing I wanted to do was get up really early.
I couldn't think of anything with any of the stuff I had brought up, so I just started calling for help.
I faintly heard Wyatt calling out for help, and we had just bought this new Cuphead game, and it was really fun, but it was a little hard, so I figured he just needed help with it.
I was calling out, help, 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 just over and over, just help, please.
I finally got up, opened my door, and then I realized he was calling out for help from his room.
Help. You there?
Yeah.
Finally. So after I filled him in and after he laughed at me for quite a bit, I got him to go grab a screwdriver out of my toolkit that can actually fit underneath my door. Yeah, just see if it rolls under the door. Oh shit! Okay. I'm starting to think I might actually get out of here. And soon. Damn screwdriver was too friggin' thin. When I was trying to lodge it into the door, it was coming out at an angle and I only had 1 or 2 inches to work with to move the screwdriver. That, and plus I was a little bit sweaty, I couldn't get any grip on this thing at all. Anthony and I were both talking with the door in between us for a bit, and we were both kind of wondering if either of us had woken Elmir up at all.
Yeah, I saw Wyatt snaps. They were pretty funny. I was still in bed though, so.
It's just not fucking moving.
For probably 30 minutes after seeing the snap, I heard Anthony really loudly in the hallway and Wyatt faintly, and I decided to look out there and I realized, wow, he's stuck in there. It was hilarious.
I started to get kind of spooked. Like, even with the 3 of us trying to get this door open, it still wasn't budging. So I turned to Google. I found a webpage with clear instructions on what to do if you got trapped in a room. Some of the steps we had already done, so I just started sticking to them. Here we go. How to get out of a locked room. 1. Stay calm. Step 2. Check to see if there are any other exits. All I have is the window. There was a window, but the screen door is pretty much attached to it and immovable, so I wanted to try out other possibilities before having to break that. Try using a credit card? No. Try to unscrew the doorknob. I tried that. It says if I'm stuck and someone's here to help, ask them to make a non-emergency call to your local fire department. Shit.
Hilarious.
There was a lot of debate on whether Wyatt should call the fire department. All I could think was, should we really be wasting their time?
Like, I'm stuck. What else am I supposed to do? I can't call 911. I mean, that's for emergencies only. So I started looking online for non-emergency numbers for local fire departments. Well, I called it. I'm locked in my room. Yeah. It's a first floor apartment. The guy I got put through to didn't even know what to do. I could hear him put the phone down and call out to his firefighter friends like, hey, this kid's trapped in his room. Did he call the right number? He comes back to the phone and goes, are you currently in an emergency situation right now? And I say, well, I'm kind of hungry, but that's about it. So he says, I'm gonna put you through to my chief. Shit. Assumed this would be the right place to call over 911. I'm locked in my room right now. So the chief goes, yeah? Were you informed of this situation at all? No. I'm trapped in my room. I didn't know if this was the right number to call. We'll send some people over. We'll be there soon. After that call, just a whole new wave of thinking hits. Like, this shit is super serious now. Well, they put me through to the fire captain. They said they'll be on their way over shortly. That wait was pretty frightening for the firefighters to come. Like, I was just sitting there thinking, like, should I wear the sunglasses? Or if they do make it in and I'm wearing sunglasses, they're gonna be like, what a dick, right? They didn't come in the fire truck, did they? Of course they did.
They came in ready to break down the door. They had the tools and everything.
I had no vision on my side of the door, so I just kept hearing them banging away and seemingly making no progress at all.
The mob's done.
The day before, I drew a humongous dick on the whiteboard. I was hoping he had not seen it, slept through the night, it just had stayed there. And the embarrassment he would have gone through if the firefighters had seen that and just him locked in the room, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, I erased that. Why wouldn't I? It wasn't even a well-drawn dick. At one point, I heard one of the firefighters start asking about school. Like, open the door. I never really understood why women find firefighters in particular so sexy. But when that door opened, it clicked.
How you feel?
At times I had accepted death. I was ready for it. Even if those firefighters were kind of snickering at the fact that I was stuck in my room, they came in like angels. You know, I'll say this. No group of firefighters have ever been more helpful to anyone ever. And I thank them for that.